Let's get into some of the things, the genetic makeup of a good home automation system, kind of all the different categories. As a matter of fact, if you go to our website, www.architechne.net, if you go there, you'll see these laid out this way because these are all the main proponents of what make up a good home automation system. So we'll touch on a few of these real quick. So let's start with the one we've already brought up as the most important, which is networking and control. The heart of your home automation system, no matter what you do, you're going to need to have a good network, and you're going to need to have a good brain box that tells everything what to do. And it's really the heart of the infrastructure of your system.
It's the only need that we have. I joke all the time that we provide a lot of wants for people and a lot of experiences, but the only need we have that we provide is networking.
Yep, and so there's that component of it. So you want to make sure you tackle that. Again, if you're already working with an integrator, these things should have already been made evident to you. If they haven't, some yellow flags minimum should be
self-assessment time.
Yeah, little question marks, little bubbles. Maybe send a text message to Architechne, whatever should be going on at that point. Next thing is entertainment spaces or home theaters.
Yep.
Everybody's got an entertainment space or a home theater. Again, some people use sound bars. Some people use wireless audio systems. We design them the right way, but again, it doesn't mean it's going to cost you an arm and a leg and it's going to be in a dedicated room. You put together some really nice systems for a fraction of what we charge for a dedicated theater, and the clients were extremely happy.
People are surprised by the quality you can get when you do things with intention, as opposed to the shotgun method and just spraying out and grabbing different things off a shelf and trying to hobble it together.
Whole home audio. This is a big one. Because, you know, and there's a couple things here I want to talk about is one, and I know you'll touch on some of this too. One, whole home audio is almost in every home we go to. How it's done is the question.
Right.
If you've got wireless boxes that are roughly this size, plastered throughout your home, that bog down your network, that give you average quality.
That you have to update 2 to 3 times a year, replace every 5 to 7 years.
Those are the systems we tear out and put in the real one. Here's the interesting thing. They cost about the same.
Sometimes the right systems are less expensive.
Yeah, it blows my mind. So we do a lot of whole home audio, outdoor audio, garden systems.
And I think it's important to note that people who have an older system that was maybe controlled by volume knobs throughout their house, that has been dead and not used for several years, is only because it's not comfortable or fun to play with. Yeah. And those systems are really easy to integrate with, modernize, and turn into a home that can be used and controlled right from a phone.
Lighting and shades. There's a lot of components to this. So of course we're direct with Lutron. So when you think of the best lighting on the face of the planet, it's Lutron Homeworks, it's Ketra, it's DMF lighting. These types of lighting systems, and of course our internal partners, Rave, who build some of the best fixtures available today. These lighting systems can be high voltage and controlled through high voltage means, if you will, but the majority of them are low voltage, and that can add a specific, elegant presence to the room. We talk about layers of light all the time with our designers and of course our end users and our clients. If you're building out a nice room that has beautiful furniture in it, or cabinetry or countertops or flooring, but you want it to be set, and you'll see this later on, you want it to be set specifically to the environment or the mood of the room, if you will. A well-designed lighting system, which we engineer out start to finish if need be, a well-engineered lighting system can tackle any mood or any environment in the same room with the right lighting. Also, another key component of a good automation system is surveillance and locks.
Yep.
We do partners with specific security companies that we know and trust, that are some of the biggest brands in the industry. We're not going to try to charge you $10 a month for us to monitor it when we're really not. We don't play that game. A lot of integrators do, and I understand it. It's for profit, for money, but the benefit to the client isn't translated, and so we don't partake. We do surveillance systems, which means you can monitor them yourself.
Yep. Set up your own notifications, your own tripwires, basically be your own monitoring service.
Well, and some of these...
And still call the police if you need.
Correct. Yes. And the good news is some of these systems, some of the highest end cameras and technology are deployed in those systems. License plate readers, human movement AI technology, facial recognition. Some of these things are just unbelievable, and you can't get them with a local small security company. You can only get them with some of the best or the newest technology that's been released from some of the biggest camera and surveillance companies out there. Last but not least, and it's near and dear to our heart recently because we've deployed several of these systems, and there's several more on the docket, and that's power management. Battery systems that work with solar, and of course climate control is a small fraction of that. Obviously we do automated thermostats, not just per floor, but we can even automate the temperature in every room, which is an incredible system to deploy. But to the bigger picture, the power management stuff, which you're going to see an episode later on in this year that specifically talks about Savant's power management and how that technology can do so many things for you. I mean, you've deployed one of the biggest ones. Why don't you talk about that?
Battery storage, solar panels, energy independence is becoming a category that used to be unreachable and is now being able to be reached by a lot more people. And so people who are putting in panels want to make sure that they can get the most out of those panels and the most out of the sun that they're capturing from them. And so they're deploying battery systems, and then they're deploying power management systems to adjust and monitor different loads throughout the house.
It's incredible.
It gives the ability to eliminate phantom power. It gives the ability to close down certain pieces of the house if you aren't using that energy, or say you are going on vacation, or maybe you just use a boathouse once a week on the weekends. Your system will eliminate the power to those areas except when they're in use.